Okay, so I have a few things on my mind today. I want to talk about Gayle King. I want to talk about this disaster of a situation with the Iowa caucuses. So let's get into Gayle King first. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that people are highly upset with Gayle for asking Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant's sexual assault allegations in 2003. I feel, I don't know, I feel a lot of different ways about this. First of all, it still doesn't even seem real that Kobe Bryant is gone. We saw him chopping it up with LeBron, and then next day it's a helicopter crash with his daughter. 9 people killed in total. Just very sad, and it's still surreal to me. And Gail should have known that she was gonna get a backlash asking a question like this. People emotions is still raw with this because Kobe was highly liked. He's an NBA legend, and it's not for me. I'm gonna speak for myself here. I might feel a little bit different than some people. For me, it's not so much that she asked the question, it's the way she framed it. I didn't appreciate her framing it in the way like Kobe was guilty when she doesn't know what happened. None of us know what happened 100%. We all got our theories. I tend to think, just looking at the evidence of the case, I'm not going to get too deep into the case, but looking at the evidence, I tend to think that Kobe is innocent of it. I think it was consensual sex. Just looking at different facts of the case, but that neither here nor there. Right, right, Corey, not Kobe, Corey. That's my cat in the background. But yeah, I tend to think he's innocent, and that Gail right to think that Kobe is guilty. But as a journalist, you got to watch how you frame it because she tried to lead Lisa Leslie into giving a different type of answer, and she knows that Lisa Leslie and Kobe is friends. So I didn't appreciate that at all. That's one thing. Number two, I some people might feel differently about this too. A question is brought up: should we wait to talk about people mistakes when they die? To me, it depends on what the mistake was and who that person was. For example, Roger Ailes, he died, was it last year or 2 years ago? Can't remember. But anyway, he ran Fox News for a number of years. And when he died, oh, I shed no tears. I didn't wish death upon him or nothing like that. But when he died, it wasn't nothing like, okay, let's give this a day or two. No, because he was responsible for propaganda that put my life at risk. Because Fox News propaganda, what they, how they talk about black people in general, but especially black males, put my life in danger. The way they talked about Trayvon Martin put my life in danger. The way they talk about police shootings overall put my life in danger. So no, I have no sympathy for him. Um, and another example, like let's just say, because we talking about sexual assault and sexual allegations, it was somebody like R. Kelly, right? And I know people feel different ways about the documentary that Oprah was trying to do with it, and also the documentary before the Surviving R. Kelly thing. And I understand people point that white people accused of the same type of crimes don't get that blowback like black people do, and it's unfair. And I tend to agree with that. However, R. Kelly is guilty, man. It's evidence. Was he guilty of everything in those documentaries? I wouldn't say that at all. But there is documented evidence of him being a statutory rapist. He tried to marry Aaliyah when she was 15. That's documented. He's on tape doing sexual acts with underage women. That's documented. So that's different. With Kobe, it's none of that. He doesn't have a track record. He had that one incident in 2003. Other than that, No, you never heard of anything like that with Kobe. And that one incident, like we said, he was never convicted of that crime. And if you look at the facts, a lot of people think he's innocent, including myself. So it's not even close to being the same thing. So I don't know why people are so insistent in bringing up this this accusation. I'm a big battle rap fan. It's a white battle rapper, Soul Khan. He basically got banned from the battle rap community because he did something similar. Like, bruh, don't act like he's guilty when he was never convicted, and there's a lot of evidence to show that he probably didn't do this crime. That's the main thing. Don't frame it like that. You know, don't frame it like that. So so I just want to get that off my chest. And one other thing with this, I talked about this, I believe, a few videos ago, right? When I was talking about Terry Crews. Us as black people, we gotta stop blaming the whole race when one of us do something stupid. Like, there's a lot of people out there saying that, oh my God, we do this, black people, we the worst, blah, 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 right? Or they'd be like, black women the worst because Gayle did this, or black men's the worst because Terry Crews did that. You know, listen, it's dumb. Do we have a lot of people that sell us out? Yes, we do. Both black men and black women do this. But the vast majority of black people go about their business. We handle our business. We work. We about taking care of our responsibilities. That's the vast majority of us. So I kind of get annoyed when a famous black person, or they don't even have to be famous, just a black person in general, do something stupid, and that's the representation of black people as a whole. I absolutely hate that. That needs to end. But I'm on my soapbox with that. Rest in peace, Kobe, legend. Rest in peace, Gigi, his daughter, and rest in peace to everybody in that helicopter. Man, don't shit on Kobe legacy because he was non-controversial. Besides that incident in 2003, Kobe was all about basketball. All about basketball. And that's how he should be remembered. He should be remembered as one of the greatest competitors that ever lived. The Mamba mentality. Very motivational. If you want to get motivated, look at how Kobe played and take that and try to apply it in your life. Now, obviously, most of us don't have the skill that Kobe had, but not only did Kobe have skill, he put in the work too. And that's something that motivates me. Um, I wish I'm getting there because I'm working hard now. I'm getting there, but one day in my fields and what I want to do, I want to work as hard as Kobe did to perfect his craft, and he did perfect it. One of the best basketball players of all time. I can't wait till he get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Rest in peace, number 24. Now, these Iowa caucuses. My God, I never seen no shit like this before in my life. It is utterly ridiculous what's going on there. So the Iowa caucuses was Monday. It is now Thursday, and we still don't have all of the results. How? How is this possible? Is this just incompetence? Is this corruption? I don't know, but either way, it's not a good look. Not a good look at all. So the way they did this whole caucus been kind of suspect, and like I mentioned on the video on Monday, that I think caucuses need to be abolished anyway because it's not really democratic. It's highly disorganized, and I think people should be able to vote in private. It shouldn't be a popularity contest where somebody's like, hey, we cool. Why don't you come over here? Nah, it shouldn't be like that. We need to start. We need to start looking at politics different, man. That's all I gotta say about that. And let's get to the state of this race. So initially, everybody was saying Pete Buttigieg won, but it turns out that Bernie won. And I have a problem with the media, right? The media, the framing of CNN, MSNBC, all the mainstream media was that Pete was in the lead and Pete was going to win. Well, it was only 71% of the vote that was out, and it was super close. It was super close. Like Buttigieg might have had less than a 2 point lead at that point, maybe 2 points at the most. With only 71% reporting, we don't know what counties are reported from, and basically y'all acting like he won. How's that journalism? And I'm not even a journalist. I'm just giving my opinion, but how is that journalism? You didn't even wait for all the results to come in. And even now, all the results is not in. On top of that, Bernie Sanders won the popular vote. And the way they do these delicate things, I can't stand it. I hate the electoral college, and I hate the process in Iowa with the delegates. It should be by popular vote. It should be. I say it once again. It should be by popular vote. This makes no sense. No sense at all. But beyond that, Bernie Sanders claimed victory today, which is a good moment for him, um, because no matter how the 3% falls, he's definitely going to retain the popular vote, and he got a chance to overtake Pete with the delegates, with the SD, with the whatever they call those delegates. I think it's SDE or something like that, but it doesn't matter because that's not important. The important thing is that Bernie won the popular vote. And I'm not even like a major Bernie Sanders stan like a lot of people on YouTube, but out of the crop that we have now, I definitely think he's the best option. There was a time where I was considering Elizabeth Warren. It was those two. I was going back and forth because there is some things that Bernie do that I don't particularly like. I still think he struggles when it comes to talking about specific black issues, but there are other issues that affect all of us, and there's some issues that affect us more that Bernie is good at. Like something like healthcare. Healthcare is not a specific black issue, however, it's very important. I get into this debate. I have one of my homeboys, right? We can debate for hours about stuff, and he's one of those people that I don't think he I don't he doesn't really think voting matters that much. And he's very smart. It's not like he's politically dumb, you know. He got he got political knowledge, but I was talking to him about healthcare, he was like, "Well, around my way, he lives in the Michigan area." He's like, everybody have healthcare because the unions, like a lot of the car plants there, and also a lot of people's on Medicaid. And I was just like, bruh, the Republicans are actively trying to cut Medicaid this very moment. They've been trying to cut Medicaid for years on end. So if they get their way, a lot of those people that think healthcare don't matter, um, they're gonna be asked out basically. So these are very important issues. These are not just like okay, a popularity contest. These issues that affect people's lives. If you don't have healthcare, if you don't have the right type of healthcare, people die when they shouldn't. People go bankrupt when they shouldn't. And that's just one issue. Um, tuition, like tuition free college, is student loan forgiveness. Now, you get killed with student loans nowadays. And it's a catch 22 because to get some of these higher positions, you need to go to school. But depending on what school you go to, you can rack up a ridiculous amount of student loan debt. And it's a problem for young people, and a lot of baby boomers and older people don't understand the burden of student loan debts that people under 40 is facing. Hell, people over 40 too. But like they don't seem to understand that problem. And what Bernie is talking about, and Elizabeth Warren was talking about this too, but Elizabeth Warren plan was a little bit more complicated. It was like if you was a family making over 100,000, you was exempt, and Bernie just came out and was like, no, it's gonna be for everybody. Okay, I could get behind that. I like that. Although I didn't like his response to reparations, but this is why I'm still gonna vote for him. And don't get it wrong, we still need to push Bernie on reparations because reparations is something that is deserved. It's something that is needed. But I do believe in the philosophy that things can get worse. Don't make the situation worse for ourselves. And I know there's a lot of people be like, we can't get in a worse situation. Yes, you can. You lose health care. You lose, like, because a lot of us is on Medicaid. You lose your Medicaid, or if you have a job, I got my insurance through my job. Like, you get laid off, what you gonna do? Are you gonna go to the marketplace? The marketplace is expensive as hell. Are you gonna be able to qualify for Medicaid if the Republicans cut it and change the qualifications like they want to do? These are things that we need to talk about. These are things we need to think about. It's not just the simple issues that we always talked about. And like I hate the way I hate the way the media talk about politics. I just do. There should have been more talk about Andrew Yang's UBI, and people should have questioned the way he did it. But at least he brought up a critical subject. Who else is talking about automation but Andrew Yang? Shouts out to him. Like I said this before, Cory Booker should have pushed baby bonds more. That was a great idea. And don't worry, y'all. For those of you that's like politics is not your main thing and you watch this channel for a different reason, I'm going to break down all these policies in different videos because even though that some of these candidates are not talking about the main candidates are not talking about baby bonds, the main candidates are not talking about automation or UBI. These are issues to be pushed, just like reparations too. And for all my black people that are heavy on reparations and just be like, yo, if you're not voting for reparations, no vote. I feel you because the Democrats really have neglected us and really haven't done shit to specifically address our issues. Hell, the candidates, they not even talking about voting rights reform. Like, the Supreme Court's repealed a part of the Voting Rights Act like, what, was it about 15 years ago? It was a while ago. They did that, right? Stacey Abrams lost an election in Georgia due to due to voting irregularities, due to the Republicans like messing with the machines, ID laws, a whole bunch of stuff they trying to put as barriers to stop us from voting, just like they did with polling tax, with literacy tests. It's a new form of that. It's like a new Jim Crow, as the homegirl Michelle Alexander say. It's not just the prison industry, but they doing it with voting too. So these candidates not even talking about that. However, like these, there's other issues that affect us, and if we group together and start getting politically active, we can push some of these candidates on these issues. Even Bernie Sanders, even though I don't like his answer on reparations initially, he at least came around supporting HR 40, the bill in the House. And I know a lot of people got problems with that bill as well because they say, like, we don't need a commission. You just, all the evidence is there. And I agree, but it's a start. And again, we got to start strategizing like conservatives and certain progressives do. I mentioned this on Monday. Conservatives had a plan for decades on end to try to limit abortion rights. And they have done They have been successful in many states where there's hardly any abortion clinics operational in the state. You know, and they were smart. They did that as a strategy. They planned how they're going to do tax cuts. Bernie Sanders is an example right now. Before he ran 2016, who was talking about Medicare for all? He made it so that every Democrat have to say where they stand on that. And even though I don't think Medicare for all is going to get passed, even if he get elected, he probably will get the best deal possible because he started off with the most left position. You can negotiate down and even get like a great public option with that, even if he don't get Medicare for all. I know some Bernie Sanders supporters is like, no, that's not going to work, but I think Bernie will compromise with that, and eventually, I think we will get a single payer system. It might not happen, 2021, but you make steps towards it. Like abortion for the conservatives is not totally illegal, but they making progress towards their goal. They they put all these extreme right wing judges in the federal courts. So a lot of times it takes decades to really get some of these things accomplished. And you gotta be in it for the long run because we are living longer. Um, we can live longer as people. People's living to their 80s, 90s. So you never know how long you're gonna live. And then even if you don't live that long, you will want to see your offsprings and the next generation be in a better situation, right? I know I do. So these are lifetime battles for me. Some of the stuff that I want, I know is not going to fully get passed overnight. We can make progress on it though. So don't get discouraged. You just keep plugging away. And right now, we need to choose a candidate that would get us closer to our goals and improve our lives overall the best. I think Bernie Sanders do need to talk about automation and UBI a little bit more. I would like to see that. We already been pushing them on reparations, but his federal job guarantee, I'm like, I'm lukewarm with that. I'd rather it be something like baby bonds or UBI, but I think he wouldn't close the door completely on that if enough people get behind that. I think we can push him on some of these issues, and that's why I'm going to end up voting for him. Also, he's by far the best in foreign policy because we don't need to be starting any more wars. I was in the military before. I mean, I wasn't in infantry or nothing like that, or the Marines, but I am a veteran, and we don't need to be going to all these wars because a lot of poor people is on those front lines that was in economic hardship. It felt like the military was their best route, and a lot of times they end up dying just for trying to better themselves. You know, we don't need no more of that. War should only be for self defense, should be the last option, and Bernie by far is the best with that. So, yeah, just, you don't have to agree with me. Look to see what issues are important with you and identify the candidate that you want to support. But right now, for me, it's Bernie Sanders, even though I have problems with parts of his agenda and part things he doesn't speak up with, but out of this crop, he's definitely the best. So there we have it. Make sure you subscribe, share the video. Man, I got some decent content on here. Actually, way more than decent. I'm gonna pop my collar with that. You know, I did Consciousness and Comics. That's the ill series. You know, I'm I'm talking about Let the Ink Speak. We did Nas Ghetto Prisoners. More to come with that. And we're gonna be back at it every week. Make sure you keep click that notification bell. So it give you a notification every time I come out with a video. Like again, like, share, subscribe. Peace.